Right, rear wheel. I'm working towards getting this ready to put back on. Repainted that because I fucked it up. That's not the rear wheel, obviously. Sprocket bits and pieces there that I've zinc plated. These things here, they're never going to be perfect. There's the pitting in there that no amount of zinc plating is going to get rid of. So it was either zinc plate them or paint them. I just opted to do zinc plate them because I can. Right, now, another one of my Temu bargains is this thing here. Bear in mind this bike's going to have blue bodywork. I thought these things may possibly look good on the wheel. So they were massively cheap. I don't know, £3 or £4. They weren't expensive at all. So if I don't like them, I can throw them away and pretend they never happened. But if I do like them, I think they're going to look really, really good against the blue bodywork. So there we go. I don't quite know exactly how we go about fitting them. Because being Temu, you don't get any fucking instructions or anything. Let me grab a pair of scissors. What I think I'll do is we'll cut one out, because I think it's going to be easier than just trying to peel them off that backing. Hang on a sec. Right, how's this going to work? I was checking my YouTube stats the other day. Not really ever chased stats, but now I've been monetised, I'm sort of taking a little bit of a look every so often, and I've earned my first money. I have earned money on YouTube. However, don't get excited, because I've earned 11p. I've not decided what I'm going to spend me 11p on yet, whether I'm going to treat the missus or what have you, but you know, you can't rush financial decisions like that, can you? Okay, right. Now that has got a backing on it. I don't know if you can see that. So I've only just got enough for the wheels. I mean, I suppose I could order more given that they were cheap, but if I fuck this up, I haven't got a second chance, if you know what I mean. So now, how's this going to work? Do we... like that possibly? I don't know, you know, yes, that don't seem bad. I suppose we'll see how a few winters treat them, but... oh shit, hang on. Fuck that last little bit up, that was going well until then. There we go. Do you know what? I'm liking that. A couple of air bubbles there, which we need to get out. We've got a cloth anywhere. A fucking ragged cloth I've got in the shed. I can't find one when I want one. Oh, it'll do. That'll do. Yeah, I've got a bit of a wrinkle there. So I can just reapply. No, I can't because they're gone. Okay, we'll take the backing off and then see if we can get that out. overall I'm quite liking it. I'm not liking the fact that I've got a little wrinkle there. Let's just see if I can reapply. Is that better? Yeah, I got away with that. I've lifted that edge up a little bit, but what do you think, guys? What do you reckon to that? I like it. Right, I'm gonna stick the others on and see what it looks. I'll show you when it's finished. See what it looks like. And we are finished. And I've got to say, I'm quite pleased with that. It's not a perfect job. Never ever going to claim it's perfect. But yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Let's roll it outside. Oh. So yeah, it'll do the job. And if it don't do the job, I mean, it's only stickers, we'll pull them off. Still got the front wheels to do, which I'm not doing now because it's quite boring. Let's put that up there. What's that? Oh, there's fucking sticky shit everywhere. Yeah. Right, we're ready to put the back wheel back on. I'm not going to do it right this minute, but we are ready. That needs to go back on. Oh, so much to do. Okay, right, let's get myself tidied up and we'll resume. Hi everyone, right, project for today is to fit this back wheel. And in order to do that, I've got all my parts laid out. I think I've got everything there, but I'm bound to have forgotten something. These are all parts I've restored previously. Restored, take that word as you like. I've got the frame there. I've taken the front forks back off again, because it enables me to tip the frame right up in the air, and that'll help me get the centre stand on, which I also want to get on today. It's just there, and be easier to get the back wheel on. So we'll just get that over a tad. We will begin work. It's not just a case of picking the wheel up and bolting it on. There's quite a bit more to it than that, but we'll talk you through as we go. That mess of soup there, believe it or not, is the chain. I put it in a water vinegar solution a couple of days ago and just left it. I'm probably going to get a new chain, to be honest with you, but I just thought I'd try and clean it up. We'll see how it goes. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, first things first, brake disc. Pop that on. Now, on this, don't know if you can see it just there, but there's a directional arrow, so this actually has to rotate in the correct way. So that is that way, like that. Now, I was going to buy new nuts, but I'm far too stingy. So I zinc plated all the old ones. There they are. Now, I've been doing some research online as to whether you should just put these in dry, put them in with blue thread locker, put them in with red thread locker, or put them in with copper grease. And there's no definitive answer. You get one group of people saying copper grease, one group of people saying red thread locker. Anyway, when I took them out, they come out very easy. And as one guy online said, he's never ever heard of a case of a disc falling off, and because these come out so easily, I am going to go down the copper grease route. Comment away by all means if you think I'm wrong, but that's what they're going in with. Already looked up the torque spec of this, and it is 23 Newton meters, which to me doesn't seem very tight, to be honest. Messy old shit this is. Copper grease, as far as I'm aware, is for non-moving parts. So for instance, you wouldn't put it on a wheel bearing because they move, but something like this, which you probably one day want to hope that you might want to get these out again, you know, it's probably ideal. I have destroyed wheels in the past by getting trying to get these things out, snapping in the wheel, then you try and drill them out, and then that don't go well, and yada yada yada. And the rest is history, as they say. Right, I've got my little biddly torque wrench here. Set that to 23 Newton meters. Oh, actually it's already set to 23 Newton meters because I didn't wind it back last time I used it. Silly boy. Run these in. Some of this zinc plating has gone really well. So, yeah, I've got copper grease on the fucking disc, I have to clean that off. And some of it is not gone quite as well. And I think I've said this before, I think it's down to the cleanliness of the part. It's essential, absolutely essential, that if you're doing this zinc plating, the part that you're zinc plating has got to be spotlessly clean. Actually, it takes longer to clean the bloody parts than it does to actually carry out the zinc plating. It's all in the prep, as they say. More than that going in. I do like these wheels. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea. I love the colour, and I think when I get all the blue bodywork on, and then with that blue, that this shit here that I've put on, I think they're really gonna pop. I hate that word, pop. Probably should have run a tap down these threads, because a couple of little tight spots, but no, I think we'll be okay. Right, get the top on my copper grease. I don't think I need that again, but I'll keep it out. And let's go 23 Newton meters. And as there's only 3 of them, the order in which you do them up is kind of irrelevant, isn't it? You may have noticed also that this is the same disc I've just painted the inside of it here black. These can always be changed later if they turn out to be no good. Right, now let's flip that wheel round. In with the cush rubber. Does it matter which way round this goes? Yes, it does. It's got to go that way. Okay. There's my bit of rag gone. No idea, that'll do. Now, there's a rubber. Where does that rubber O-ring go? Is it in here? I printed off a thing from one of the websites that has to help me. What have I done with it? Oh, there it is. I think that goes. Clean it up a bit because it's a bit shitey. Well, this bit of rag I'm using is probably dirtier than the fucking part I'm trying to clean. So yeah, that O-ring's supple. Seems okay. We'll reuse that, and I think that goes on like that. Do we need a bit of grease on that? Maybe. Who knows? Let's pop a bit on anyway. It'll just help the sprocket carrier slip over and not pull the O-ring off, I suppose. So, okay. The sprocket carrier is been painted black. Why is that not going in? Is that in properly? Don't seem to be. Don't seem to be seating very well. Does it go a certain way? Don't think so. Oh well, there we go. Anyway, pull that off again because I want to make sure it hasn't displaced that rubber O-ring. It did seem to seat much better that time. Can't get right, now, excuse the knees. I've got this monetised thing now, and I mean, I was never ever planning to make a YouTube channel to make money. It was never ever the object, but when you then get to a point where you do get monetised, which I've just arrived at, as you know, you do start to think, well, hang on, you know, maybe I should start behaving myself a little bit, and then I can make me millions. Right, I don't know why that's not coming off. Let's pop it down that way. And when I talk about making me millions, as of this point, as we speak right now, I have made the grand total of 83 pence. Yes, I know, I'm not going to let the wealth ruin me. Oh, there we go. And no, it hasn't displaced the O-ring, so waste of time jerking on that. So let's get that pop back on. Okay, yeah, 83 pence. And I'll let the wife know, she'll want half of that. Now, the sprocket, I was going to go new chain and sprocket, but the old one looked in good condition, albeit a bit scruffy. So I'll pop that in the old zinc plater as well. Again, this is something that can be changed at a later date. The nuts, I couldn't find what I'd done with the old ones, but I didn't look too hard because I kind of gathered that, yeah, they're probably not in the greatest of condition. I could have probably zinc plated them, but for like a £5 or so, I bought new ones. And these are lockers as well. I don't know if you can tell, but the end of the nut is slightly deformed. Deliberately slightly deformed, so that when you tighten them up, they sort of grab onto the threads and sort of behave like a locking wheel nut. I haven't looked up the torque spec for these. I suppose I ought to. And if it's more than 25 newton meters, which I'm guessing it will be, I've got to get my big torque wrench off. Now, when I say these lock on, now as you can see, you probably can't see, but I've screwed them on, and I can only screw them to the end of the thread. I can't screw them anymore because that deformed piece on the side is now onto the end of the thread, so I've got to put a ratchet on it and sort of force my way past that, and then that locks them on. They're quite clever, really. So yeah, let's get you back there. Right, there's my manual. Let's have a quick look up, see if I can find out what the... How much power have I got left in that? It's probably going to have to be charged soon. Sprocket. No, they've not listed a torque spec. I feel that there should be one, so I'm going to switch the camera off and I'm going to go on Google, see if I can find out what it is. I think Haynes have just omitted it. Back soon. Right, I've looked that up and I can't find anything specific. There's a couple of forums that suggest anything from sort of 28 to 50. So I'm still not entirely sure. So I'm just going to run them up with me ratchet, and then I'm going to try 35, see how that feels. And if I feel it should be tighter, I'll go a bit tighter. If any of you guys know definitively what the torque spec for these are, let me know, because I can always go back and change them later, even on the bike. So this torque wrench is set at 35. Just go around and see how that feels. We're probably already at. I feel they could go a bit tighter, to be honest with you. Just a gut feeling. So let's go to what? 49. Don't know why. It's a good number. Yeah, I think that'll do. Someone did suggest 50. 2, 3, 4, that feels good to me. So that right. Bum, 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 bum. Right, what do we want next? That and that. Does that go in there? No. Does that go in there? Does it go in there? Yes. Right. Let's blob a bit of grease on that. Where are we? I didn't do anything with that because it was in good condition, so it is that one, isn't it? No. That one. Nice bit of grease. In you go. Well, in theory, this one must go this side. Yep. Okay. We've got new bearings in here, as you know. We've done the bearings. Again, that's something I put through my zinc plater. Don't really see it, so it wasn't absolutely necessary, but it's done anyway. Okay, in you go. Right, I think that is pretty much the wheel itself prepped to go on. What I want to do next, however, before we actually go ahead and fit that wheel, I want to put the centre stand on. I took it off because it was being a pain in the arse, kept falling over, but now that I've got the what do you call it, now that I've got the, when I've got a wheel on, I think it will behave itself much better. So let's see about getting that on. Here, I think we mentioned this before, this holds the bottom belly pan on, but they've got to go on now because why? Because they pick up the same bolts as the that hold the centre stand on, so they've got to go on now. Again, when I initially fitted this stand, because it's been on once already, I painted these black. When I took it off again, whacked them in the zinc plater. Why wouldn't you? If you've got the kit, you might as well show it off. And I am a terrible show off. I think this is how it goes without getting the manual out. I think you've seen me do this once before, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then these bolt on the inside like that. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get those on, turn the camera off, do that offline, get those torqued up, and then we'll come back when we put the wheel on. Right then, that stand is on. Couple of things to point out. I did find the correct torque spec for those nuts. It's 59 Newton meters. I had them at 49. I've now gone round them again and they are now at 59, so that's correctly torqued. These bolts here that hold the where they gone, them that hold the centre stand on, they should be 44 Newton meters. However, there's no way you can get a socket in there with the suspension on, so I've just tightened them up with a spanner. I am not stripping out that suspension just to get those at 44 Newton meters. It's not a critical component, it's the centre stand. If you guys are doing one of these in the future, just remember if you want to torque them up correctly, you've got to do it before all of this suspension gubbins goes on, but not a biggie. We're now going to go ahead and try and fit that wheel. So if we can put you guys somewhere about here, can you see from there? No, I don't care. Oh, I'm mean, and I'm so mean. Right. The rear sprocket, the rear axle, which I've got here, I did run it through my zinc plating process. It's not come out brilliant, but it's not too bad. It'll be okay. The castle nut that goes on the end wasn't in great condition, so I bought another one. Quite expensive though. That nut, and this is not a genuine Kawasaki, nut, washer and split pin. I didn't need the split pin, I've got thousands of them, but it comes as a little kit. £6.95. I thought it was quite expensive, but yeah. Same axle, new nut. New nuts! What have I done with my grease gun? Oh, it's here. So, again, the slack adjusters, new nuts on the end. I've painted the little plates on the back. I did try and polish them, but they were coming up shit, so I just silver painted them. I've tried to zinc plate the thread. Again, it's not come out great, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll pop them in there. These things as well, these are the plates that fit on the outside there. I cleaned them up and they were quite badly pitted. I've zinc plated them, but you can still see all the pitting. Maybe on this occasion painting those would have been better, but you know, it's done now. I'm not changing my mind. Now the axle nut, the axle rather, does go through that way, so that the nut is on the what do you call it, the right hand side, the off side, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Anyway, wheel meet again. Actually, before I put that wheel on, I want to get this. This is the spring. We spoke about this before. Horrendously expensive. Right, that's on. That was very easy. Grease. Where are you? Oh, we've got this plate here that we've got a finagle on as well. That goes here. It's held on with the axle nut through that hole, and then those two there are the carrier for the caliper, the brake caliper. So that pops on like that in between the wheel. This is where I need several pairs of hands, because I've got to hold various different things in various different places. Let's give that a good old liberal coating of the old grease. Bit more. It'll be a major milestone for this bike when she's sitting up on her two wheels. That's when we can move the damn thing about for starters, which will be a massive bonus. Right, now how are we going to do this? It's a fair old height to lift it up because of the way I've got it cocked up in the air, but it's the only way I can do it. So if we pop that up there, we've got to sort of hold that in there whilst at the same time that in there. See what to do. Let's see if we can get the axle started through the left hand side first before we try and the other problem I've just got, which I've just realised, is that the weight of the wheel is now pulling the frame back down again, so no, it's nowhere near. It's got to go in a lot further. What I'm trying to do, because I'm probably going to have to turn the camera off and complete this, but oh, it's difficult to show you guys, but you probably can't see. But I've got to get that black thing behind that galvanised thing. Let me just jiggle around with that a bit, because there's going to be a bit of humping and swearing and what have you, and we'll turn the camera back on. Right, I'm struggling a bit here, guys. I'll show you what the problem is, and then I'm going to turn the camera off and try and solve it. So as you can see, that side, we've got that spacer in there all the way up, and then on this side we've got that spacer there, and then we've got this thing here. That thing there has got to go in there. Now, I don't know, I'm trying to, can you see how much that swing arm, it's like the swing arm is closed up. I just cannot get that in there. So that's what we're fucking about with anyway at the moment, and when I've resolved it, which I'll have to do, I'll come back and show you. I just dropped it again. Open the lens, that's better. Right, sorted. Well, I know what the problem is, I ain't put it together yet, but you'll not be surprised to learn that it's caused by me being a muppet, and I had to pull that bike apart to find out why I was being a muppet. So, let me get this wheel out and I'll show you what I did. I bet you all know, didn't you? Sorry guys, I knocked the camera over and cut you off. Right, so this is how I had it. I have this bush here seated in there, and it fits beautifully, and you'd think, yeah, well, that's the way it is, you know what I mean? But no, no. Let me show you on this sprocket how it should be. That, which I've got on the outside, should be on the inside, and there it is on this sprocket. It's on the inside, because on the outside is this spacer which I'd lost, so that goes on the outside like that, and that's why nothing fitted. What a complete numpty I am. Anyway, now I know how it goes. I'm going to put this together properly. I'm going to put that one together properly out there, because I want that in one piece as much as I can, so I'll put that back together, and we'll bring you back when we've got the wheel on properly. What a dummy. Right then, that back wheel's on. Now we finally got it right. I need to clean that tyre up a bit, but yeah, that is sweet. New bearings, running lovely. Just get that front wheel on now, and we will have a rolling chassis. Now, getting the front wheel on isn't that simple, because we've got to do the bearings. Did I do the bearings in it? It's down there. I can't remember if I've done the bearings in it or not, but if not, I've got to do the bearings. And then this is the front axle, front nut, there's a centre spindle, so no, I haven't done the bearings. And then the disc bolts, all those have got to be cleaned up and zinc plated. We've got to do the bearings, we've got to get those reflective stickers, although I'm not that enamoured with them now actually, because they are starting to come off, so we'll see. I might do them, I might not, I might rip them off. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, more off-camera work, more zinc plating, more bearings, all the same shit you've seen me do before. But you got to admit that's beginning to look the part now. Right, onwards and upwards.